Blessings and love, LoveTubers. This is Reverend Valerie Love at your service, Divine Midwife of Soul Destiny, Christian witch, and the author of 11 books on practical spirituality. And I'm bringing to you today my sacred space, so that, and where I meditate, and the altar that I have set up now. And I love sharing my altars. I've shared my bedside altar here on the channel. I've also shared with you the crystal altar I had not too long ago. Today, I did let you know that I would be starting an altar and using the seashells. So we have a seashell altar here. And I wouldn't say it's wholly seashells. It is incorporating into integrating seashells in what I am doing. So let's go through everything here in my sacred space. So first, whenever setting up an altar, always clean the space. So of course I have this desk completely cleaned, and under it I put an altar cloth that was first a white altar cloth, and then I put the black altar cloth on top. Now I wanted to have the white under there as a foundation of purity, and then I put the black altar cloth because this is October, it is my birthday, it is also the month of Halloween, and I am really feeling the black. This actually, I don't know if you can see it, but this actually is a Halloween tablecloth that I found. So it's got all kinds of witchy things on there, which I absolutely love. Now on every altar, once you clean and clear, you set the foundation with a beautiful altar cloth, whatever altar cloth speaks to you. Want to remember to call in the angels. Remember, whenever an altar is set up, the angels come immediately. And this is throughout the Bible. So if you clean, clear, and begin to construct the altar, you can be sure that the angels will come. Yet I call them in anyway, and I call in the 4 archangels of the presence: Uriel, Michael, Raphael, and of course Gabriel. Now I have flowers here, and I love flowers. Flowers represent to me enlightenment. They represent the blossoming of consciousness. And flowers are very otherworldly and ethereal to me. I love flowers. This color is the color of Yemaya's color, and we are in the ocean. So I felt that this was a beautiful addition to the altar. Now, also, you want to, before I go any further, anytime you have an altar, you want to have all 4 of the elements. Remember, we work with the elements, and I'll give this a quick pic of what I'm wearing now because I'm actually wearing a shirt that has the 4 elements on it: earth, air, fire, water, and then of course the 5th element for witches is ether, in other words, spirit. So let's talk about the elements here. First, let's begin with earth. So earth is this beautiful citrine. You may have seen this. I picked this up when I was at my birthday in Salem, Massachusetts, and crystals always represent earth. Okay, I have a butterfly here. This is my totem, as well as the elephant. So I have the elephant on my altar, and I loved this elephant statue. It just spoke so much to me. Always put things on your altar that really speak to you. This elephant spoke so much to me because it had the mama elephant and the baby elephant, and elephants are a matriarchal society. To me, this spoke volumes. So I have my animal totems here. Let's get back to the elements. Earth, air. Air is the incense. Air is also the butterfly. Fire. Fire, of course, are the 4 candles. The 4 candles hold down the 4 directions on this altar. If you can see the 4 candles. 2 red in the back. The 2 red in the back stand for the passion and the fire, the fiery essence of your soul. The 2 green in the front stand for the prosperity and abundance of your soul. I have my wand on there, so that's what the elements are for. Let's talk about earth, air, fire, water. We did all the elements. Now let's talk about this water. When you put water on your altar, always make sure that the water glass is filled all the way to the top. Change this water daily. Every day I change this water. So let's do a close-up of it, and you can see exactly how high this water is. It's all the way to the top. Why? Because I was taught in my spiritual practices and by my teachers that spirits, this water is to collect negative energy, right? Negative energy that's all around. By the end of the day, you'll see bubbles in the water. That's why we change the water every single day. Water is highly absorbing. And so when things go by the water, it skims off the top. The water can catch it. You see, you don't want a half cup of water. You don't want a 3/4 cup of water. Fill it all the way to the top, and it will catch all of these any negative energies, stray loose negative energies around. It will absorb any negative energies in the room. Maybe things that you're releasing, maybe things that no longer serve you, and the water can absorb it. I also have a bundle of sage that I burn in my sage bowl. I have a cross, I'm a Christian witch, and my wand. This altar is representative of me. Now let's get into the seashells and the supplies that I have under here, and also what is above the altar. Okay, we're going to go into all of that. So first, look at the seashells. These seashells, you can see that these seashells differ in their nature. The seashells toward the back of the altar are actually seashells that I received from Hawaii. I went to Hawaii several years ago, maybe over a decade, about 13, 14 years ago, and I got seashells of all kinds. I went into a store. There were seashells of all kinds that you could actually buy that were perfect, that were collected off the sands at the beaches of Hawaii, and they were in perfect condition, and you could buy them, bags of them, any kind of different seashells that you wanted. And so what I proceeded to do was buy every kind of seashell you could imagine. Now, at that time, when I was buying all these different kinds of seashells, I did not really know exactly what I was going to do with them. And even then, you may remember I was married to a Baptist husband. Back then, he was saying to me, what are you going to do with all those seashells? I was like, I don't know. I just knew I had to have them. And he was looking at me like, this lady has lost her rocker. But he looked at me like that often because I was always doing something witchy, that I didn't quite have all the dots connected on why I was doing these witchy things. Yet now I know. You see, you just give it time and patience, because in time it will all come to you. Aren't these seashells beautiful? And so I bought all these different seashells, and they're natural, and they're of course from the Ocean Mother. All of these are the bounty of the Ocean Mother, and I love anything from the Ocean Mother, because these are things that really, they just speak to my soul. So once again, when you are doing your altar, when you are erecting your altar, use whatever speaks to your soul. So now, many of these that you see toward the rear of the altar, these were all purchased in Hawaii. If you come a little closer, you will see that I have walked the beach many days. And so you will find all the clamshells and all the seashells that I've collected. And I do believe sometimes the mermaids have thrown them at me, or not thrown them at me in like as a tossing them at me. They've tossed them in my path so that I could be sure to get these perfect specimens. And if you walk the beach a lot, you will find a lot of specimens that are just beautiful. And when you do, let me tell you, I never pass it by. I always pick it up. So I just have this huge collection of sea artifacts. And you take these sea artifacts and you just bring them into your sacred space, because all of them have tremendous energy. They have tremendous energy. And if you really look at these, each one of them could be a prayer. Like, you could erect an altar with any one of these. And trust me, things don't have to be perfect for me to pick them up on the ocean, on the beach. I'm walking on the beach, I see something really fascinating, I'm going to pick it up. This holds so much power for me. You could use this in a number of ways in spiritual practice. You could use this as a space to burn sage. You could use this to hold water. You could use this as a receptacle. You could use it to cut something as a weapon. You could use this to anchor Yemaya's energy on your altar. You could use this in a number of magical ways. Use your imagination. And as you can see, I have so many. Oh, it just feels good to have all these seashells here on this altar. All right, so, and here's some of the big ones that I've picked up. And once again, you can use this for a number of magical uses. And it delights me. It delights my soul. Many of these are just washed so clean with the salt of the ocean and the sand, right? They come out of the ocean and they're on the sand. And look at this beautiful one right here. Look at there you see the Fibonacci sequence Of course, the Fibonacci sequences and everything, right? So you see the Fibonacci sequence right there. And if you're not familiar with the Fibonacci sequence, look it up. That is the spiral of life. And you can see it right here on the altar. So that is what I have on the altar surface. It's somewhat of a simple altar for my standards, because usually I have altars all piled up with all kinds of stuff. This is my wand. Also the newest crystal wand that I received when I purchased when I went to Salem, Massachusetts for my birthday. And you see that it does have the chakras, roots, the chakra system, root, sacral, solar plexus, heart. This is kind of a lightish color. I think they put a moonstone there for the third chakra. Third eye, crown. All right, that's the top of the altar. Now let's go to underneath the altar, because underneath the altar, I like to have in this space what really supports me spiritually. I have Lisa Lister's book. Y'all know how I feel about this book. If you haven't seen the review that I've done for this book, look it up. Also in here, I'm studying currently the Key of Solomon. Got this from Salem as well. Look up the Witchy haul and you'll see the Witchy haul that I did. Let's share with you what else is in here. What else is in this basket is Christopher Penczak. Absolutely love this book. I'll do a review on it, The Living Temple of Witchcraft. I simply have not really gotten deep enough in this book to do a really good and fair review yet. As you can see, I think I'm maybe a third or a fourth of the way, maybe a fourth of the way through the book, and I am loving this book, because he clearly elucidates the descent of the goddess Inanna into the underworld and what it means for us as witches. Oh my God! Because I love the goddess Inanna. That is one of my goddesses that I work with. Goddess Inanna to me is also a representation of, she is an emanation. She is known as Inanna to some. She is known as Ishtar. Yes, and you can tell it's the deity that Rihanna works with as well, Inanna. And also, she's also known to me as Ishtar. She's also known as Isis. This book, you might have seen me do a review of this book also on the channel. I love this book, Around the Tarot in 78 Days. They even featured, this group even features a huge tarot group on Facebook. They even featured Mark Katz and Tally Goodwin. And they even featured my video in their Facebook group. That was so exciting for me. Tarot and Your Soul by the amazing Mary Kay Greer. This is my favorite tarot book of all time. I'll do a review on this book. You saw me talk about personal Kabbalah yesterday. If you were live with me, well, actually it wasn't yesterday. It was recently. I went into personal Kabbalah for, of course, manifestation. And then I have the book. If you were with me in the Witchy Hall for Salem, and then you know that I also did the Witch's Tarot. I now have the Witch's Tarot, and this is the Witch's Tarot companion book. And this is another one of my fave books on tarot for witches. The Witch's Tarot. This is a different deck, though. The Witch's Tarot. This is Llewellyn's The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Cannon Reed. I love this book. I think I'm also going to do a review on this book. I really need to do a lot of reviews for these books. And one of my favorite books on alchemy, Saint Germain. Incredible, Saint Germain on alchemy. I love this book. This is a tried and true one. I'll do a review on this one as well. So this is what is under the altar, and I keep this book up top so that I can see it when I'm here doing my magicalness. And of course this book with Christopher Penczak in the front, The Living Temple of Witchcraft. I just love the way that looks when I am at the altar. Now let's look at some of the altar supplies. You know, when I went to Salem, I got lots of incense that I wanted to get caught up. My favorite incense is Nag Champa. I know you know about Nag Champa. And I love the patchouli. Also here I have some sandalwood and also dragon's blood. You know how witches love dragon's blood. I have another altar, another incense burner. This incense burner holds 4 incense sticks. This incense burner Usually I can fit like 2 in there. Here we also have temple incense, India temple incense, which I love. Toward the back, I keep more candles. Candle supplies toward the back, green and red. I also love to work with white candles. Also, I keep here my gong for my singing bowl. There we go. There we go. Above, oh, here's my meditation chair. So this is where I sit for meditation. Also under the meditation chair, let's go into the books that I have here. I'm going to return this to my witchy supplies right here. Also, my other witchy supplies are in my cabinet. I just keep here real quick and handy. I have a magical closet with all the witchy supplies. But what I keep here is enough to just put incense, refill the incense, refill the candles on the altar. All right, let's look at the books that are right under my meditation chair. These are the books that I meditate with under me. This one, as you know, you saw me probably talk about this on the channel as well. This is 13 Moon Almanac from the lawoftime.org. And this, just an astounding book. If you haven't decoded yourself yet and determined what your galactic signature is, wow, we do it today. This is a 13 Moon Almanac of Synchronicity. Love, love, love it. I'll do a review on this one as well. As you know, I absolutely love Kabbalah, study Kabbalah all the time. This also is under here, Becoming Like God. This is Michael Berg's book. This book, astounding. I'm going to do a book review on this too. Wow, Val, you have a lot of book reviews to do. This book, not just changed my life, changed my soul. Okay? Okay? Becoming Like God. Who doesn't want that? Well, maybe some people don't want it, but I want it, okay? Teachings on Love by Thich Nhat Hanh. Every so often I read this. I love, 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 love Thich Nhat Hanh. This one, you've seen me talk about this one, right? Also, Women Who Run with the Wolves. This is the book, Bring Out Your Wildish Nature. And of course, coming up in January of 2018, we're doing a witch wilding. So I'll tell you all about that. That'll be on the channel. Also, Lazarus, The Sacred Journey. Woo! 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 If you haven't gotten into Lazarus, love, love, love Lazarus. I'll do a review on this book as well. Here, this is one of my favorite books, Walden by Henry David Thoreau, because he is such an extraordinary writer. So I keep this under my meditation chair so that my writings can be legacy writings and remembered for eons. Next, I have the Big Daddy Bible with the Apocrypha under here. So here it is, the New English Bible with Apocrypha. This is my Big Daddy Bible. I love, love. This is probably one of my favorite Bibles. It's right up there. You know, I got a lot of Bibles. I'm a Christian witch. This is full of magic. This is nothing but magic right here. You might as well call it. You could use this as your only magic book. Trust me. Because people think the Bible is something that it's not. So these are the books that are under my chair as I am on my meditation chair, meditating and reaching the upper realms, communing with higher dimension beings and maintaining higher awareness. Now, let's go to the wall above the altar. Here again, I have my elephant. Thank you for hanging with me in this video. ValerieLove.com, because this has a lot of detail about what I've put here. Everything that is here by specific design. It is specifically, very specifically chosen. Okay, so let's go to this stack of books right here. Well, what is this? Well, these are my books that I've written. Ah! So, as you know, I'm the author of God is in Love with You, and this book is on Amazon. All of these books that you'll see, all of my books are on Amazon.com. God is in Love with You. I won't do a review of my own book. No. And behind my book, I have a stone that I absolutely love. Came from a sister of mine on my beautiful line, my Inner Vision sister. I said a prayer for you today, Reverend Lynn Ngichiaza. Also, I have another elephant, which is another animal totem. My elephant that is on this shelf. I'll move the elephant for a moment. You don't mind if I move you for a moment? No? Okay, thank you. To share with the LoveTubers, all right? To share with you the books. So here are the books. As you know, I'm also the author of God Speaks to Me. You can get this on profound book. That was my first. A lot of folks love this one. Now, that God is in Love with You spent many weeks on the bestseller list in ecumenism. So people love this book. This book, Soulgasm. This is my own copy of Soulgasm. Yes, I read my own books. And Soulgasm is a daily messages book. I love Soulgasm. 366 messages for you. A message every day in 366 messages, because on the years when we have leap year, you have a February 29th message as well. So let's look at the message for today. As I'm shooting this, this is October. This is my witchy birthday month, October, and today is October 15th. So let's go to October 15th just to give you an idea. You see it's falling apart. From overuse. And also what I've done with this book, with Soulgasm, is I put the birthdays of people I love. There's my son Corey's birthday on the day of their birthday. So you can just send some extra prayers for them. And that's really working a spell at all times with the book being in there. October 15th, I share truth. It has a quote: "Every child is born intelligent, then made stupid by society. We educate him in stupidity, and sooner or later he graduates in stupidity." Osho. Every one of these has a quote from someone I love, a quote I love, then the commentary, then a scripture at the bottom. All right, that is Soulgasm. Pick her up. She's also available, of course, on Amazon.com. This book, Arcturus, Messages from Beyond, this book came to me as I was meditating. Shortly after I wrote this book, I was meditating 4 a.m. every morning, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. every single morning. And Arcturus showed up. Now, you may have seen me talk about him on the channel. Arcturus is one of the master guides who walks with me. And he just started talking to me. He started walking toward me, and I asked him, "Who are you?" He said, "Arcturus." And then he said, "Right, for these things are faithful and true." The same thing the angel said when he talked to John the Baptist, and John the Baptist in the book of Revelation. And I started asking Arcturus questions, and Arcturus started giving me all kinds of information. And this is volume 1, Answer to Life's Questions. And of course, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4 are coming. This is the Ascended Master, Arcturus. Next, this is my third book that I wrote. I wrote this book in between this one and God Speaks to Me. These two were published with a major publisher. This was my 2-book deal I got with a major publisher, 5-figure book advance, very lovely. This was my very first book, and then this was the next book. I think I got that mixed around earlier when I spoke to you. I wrote this book first. This book was the second book to be written with that major publisher. In between these 2 books being published, this was published first, this was being written, Pray, 30 Prayers for the Universal Soul. In this book, people absolutely love it because it's simply 30 prayers. I said, so if you want to pray, they buy this book all the time. These are the cards that I used to create. If you want to have a prayer at your ready disposal for anything you can imagine, all you do is get this book because it has prayers in here for everything. 30 prayers. As a matter of fact, they'll give you an idea in the table of contents so that you can see what kinds of prayers these are. So here we have introduction of Veronicas Prayers. We have prayer for care, love, forgiveness, abundant prosperity. We have prayers for healing and health. We have prayers for comfort, peace, prayer for world peace. So all of these are in Pray, 30 Prayers for the Universal Soul. Next, yes, I am a prolific author, and I have many more books in me to write. This one, Life's Little Oracle. Now this one will creep you out. This book will creep you out. What to do when you don't know what to do, because this book is an oracle. And I got the inspiration to write this book because I said, you know, people are always asking what to do. They don't know what to do. So let me create an oracle in book form. Now, this is a very simple book, and it works very simply. All you do is, and you can play it at a game with games at a party or whatnot. All you do is hold the book. It has the instructions in the very beginning of the book. I'll show you the instructions right here. Here are the instructions. Oh, how to use this book. Okay. An unlikely unfolding. This is how the book came to me now. Okay. How to use this oracle. I hope you can see this. How to use this oracle. It's a 3-step process. And then when you use this oracle, I kid you not, this book is going to complete. My daughter said, "Ma, that book is so trippy because you just ask it a question and you go through the 3 steps and watch what you're going to get." This one, how to trust. This one came to me because, of course, I had an issue with knowing how to trust. And you may see all of this smoke coming from the incense. And I love that the incense is with us and the fire is with us and the altar is with us as we're having this conversation. So how to trust. I wrote this book because I was having an issue with trust. It's the Psalms prayer journal. And in the beginning, once again, I tell you how this book came to be. And then afterwards, it has all the instances of trust in the book of Psalms, and you work through the process and you journal with the book and trust. By the time you finish this book has every instance of the word trust, confidence, faith in the book of Psalms right here for you to strengthen in your trust. How to trust. That was my issue. I didn't trust people. I didn't trust myself. I was having a trust issue, which many of us have. Get rid of it. Next, this is the last one I'll show you here, even though this is by far not the last of my books. The Bible 1111 Code, an oracle for Christian witches. Now, a lot of Christian witches have bought this book. This book has been selling. This book is very simple. What is it? It is every single instance of 1111 in the Bible. It's very simple, including the Apocrypha. So Isaiah 11:11, Ezekiel 11:11, Daniel 11:11, Hosea 11:11, Zechariah 11:11, Matthew 11:11. And then on the other side, it gives you just some short answers to some things that, just a short commentary for some things that this could apply to you in your life. It's the Bible 1111 Code, a tiny little book. All it is every instance of 1111 in the entire Bible. And I'll tell you in the book how I got my inspiration for that. Because we were talking about my books, I wanted to also share with you one of the books that I have written that was out for a very short period of time, and then we took it into edits and we are republishing it under a different publisher and a different, it took so fast, it took off so fast, and it was such a phenomenon. This is a big book. This is like the biggest book I've ever written, close to 400 pages. Confessions of a Christian Witch, how a former Jehovah's Witness lives magical and summons the courage to live magical, and how you can too, by Reverend Valerie Love. And I just will share with you, I'm going to lay this book right here on the seashells very gently. I will just share with you, and she's going to stay here for a little bit. I will just share with you this book, and in this book I'll share the sections that it has. As you can see, this is my own copy. It's a proof copy and it has been worked over several times. Let's talk about the chapters. It's got a lot of short chapters in it. Okay, a lot of short chapters in it. 4 parts. Let's get into the first part of the book. Part 1 of the book on magic and how it all unfolded. This is my story, how it unfolded, about magic. Part 2. Resources from the Heart and Soul Grimoire of S.S. White Cosmic Wizard. That is me. S.S. stands for my magical name, which I don't talk about. Part 3. Prayers, invocations, evocations, and incantations from the Heart and Soul Grimoire of S.S. White Cosmic Wizard. That is myself. These are some of my prayers, evocations, incantations, and invocations. Which is prayer of confession, forgiven prayer, miracle-inducing prayer. Ooh, this one when you really need a miracle fast. Prayer of extreme faith, Isis invocation. I invoke Isis when you want to invoke Isis. Part 4, soul-stirring letters and comments from you. All of these have been public from incredible beings like you, just all over the world, who've been talking about magic and how to be a Christian witch and how the inner turmoil you've experienced and all of that. Comments from the Christian Witches Facebook fan page about the author, and then the bibliography, and it goes into the book. So Confessions of a Christian Witch, it will soon be released again, and it will be released or re-released, and it will be re-released through a new publisher, and it will be everywhere. This is my magnum opus. This is my opus. All right, let's continue. Above the Altar, now that we completed the books by Reverend Valerie Love. I'm actually the author of 13 books. All of them are not here. I'm the author of 13 books, so you can find them at valerielove.com. Here I have my singing bowl. And I hit it all the time. Great for meditation. Here I have a picture, art. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. It inspired me. Here I have a Buddha head. Here I have a work of art that came from an author from an artist in New Orleans. Love her work. Love her work. Have a dream catcher. That way, all of the stray stuff is going to get caught up in the dream catcher. Have another elephant up here. My totem. I have the Libra scales up top. This is my sign, so I have the Libra scales. Matter of fact, I'll show you this a little close up if you can see it. She's got the sun and the moon, and she's got the 2 Libra scales, and I absolutely love this work of art from the Witchy store. I'll tell you, I'll see if I can put in the comments where I got that. This was a gift. Isn't it awesome? My big cross. That's my big cross. Here is the sun and moon, and this is chime. And I love things like this because they scare away evil spirits, untoward spirits. Just shake it every so often, just like all kinds of bells do that. They just get rid of stuff. They just get rid of gnarly stuff. And here's my beautiful Buddha lying down. This also is a gift, and this is a gift representing my mama, because mom, she's in the spirit realms now. My mom, her totem was the peacock, and I received this as a gift, and it is all over my sacred space, just reminding me that my beautiful mama is with me from the other side. Lastly, this is a work from my beautiful son, C. Evans, the artiste, and Corey Evans. He's on Instagram, C_Evans, S-E-E, not C as in Corey, S-E-E as in C with your eyes, S-E-E_Evans, and he is the amazing artist, C. Evans, the artist. I absolutely love him. Here I put jewelry, and I love jewelry because for me, jewelry is witchy, jewelry is beguiling. Jewelry is actually part of my spiritual practice, and if you even look at the drawer here in my magical space, I have even more jewelry. There's something very magical about jewelry and bling, and this came from Africa. This is a if you can see, it's 2 zebras kissing. Isn't it beautiful? Hand carved in Africa. I think I got this for $2 or $3 in Africa. Over here, you know, they were trying to charge you $25. Hand carved by an amazing artisan. So for me, you know, I also have in here my dragonfly bracelet that Dr. Jatea Wiley bought for me. I absolutely love that. And the cuffs that go on my arm. This one is a beautiful cuff also that my daughter bought for me. Isn't this beautiful? I'll show it to you. There's the cuff. Don't you love? Don't you love? I do. You can also see that in here I have my elephant cuff. And I've had this for a long time for my elephant totem. So for me, having jewelry, I've got plenty more jewelry in the closet. But for me, having jewelry here, feathers, and some of it is my witchy jewelry. I've got crosses over here, and this is one of my fave pieces right here of jewelry. I have my elephant totem earrings. I have the jewelry from Janae Avant. She made this and gave it to me as a gift. I have my Ankh earrings, real magical, my cross, some of my witchy earrings that I absolutely love. This reminded me so much of sort of like an Isis piece, so I love this. Feathers are always so fun. So these are feathers from the earring. Cross earrings. I think you saw this witchy bracelet I got from Salem. Lots of cool stuff that just works for me. My elephant ring. I think you might have seen that also. I have so many rings, they cannot all fit up here. And then right here is one of my charm bracelets that I absolutely love. It's got the butterfly totem on there. Again, you know, we always got butterflies around. And of course I have another butterfly right here next to my elephant. You want to make Val happy, get her a beautiful butterfly or a beautiful elephant, because trust me, I got elephants all over the place. As a matter of fact, right here next to the altar I have another elephant, mama and baby. Do you love that or what? I might even put it on the altar right now, because this elephant, mama and baby, oh, look at that candle went out. Very interesting. Are we talking this mama, elephant, and baby I absolutely love. So there you have it. That is the long version of the altar and all that is above it and beneath. I love you, God bless you, and remember to really stand in your own as a witch, a magical worker, a wizard, a magician, a light worker, a healer, whatever you may be, stand in it. I love you. ValerieLove.com. Peace. Lastly, when you are about to leave and you are going to leave your altar, some people keep candles burning. If you have the tall 7-day candle, you can leave it burning, which I do all the time. And if you want to feel more safe, put the pillar, the 7-day burning candle, put it in a bowl of water and you'll be fine. Pray over it, leave an angel to guard it. If you are not going to leave your candles burning, never, ever, ever blow out a candle. Pardon me for sounding elementary if you already know this. I felt like I wanted to issue this warning, and I'm about to leave, so this is how I snuff my candles. And this is just a mug that I have that's love, but anything that will snuff the entire top of the candle. I have many candle snuffers. This is the particular one I'm using in this moment, and I'm simply snuffing the candle. And I do not usually move in a particular direction, yet this time I am moving, it would appear, counterclockwise. And there you have it. The incense will go out on its own. The water is still working. I'll show it to you later tonight. And we can leave.